the different, or like what's the other factor if it's not
That the Earth is
refraction?
flat, bro.
Yeah, that
No,
the
no,
Earth
what
is
is the
flat, dude.
yeah, what is the yeah, but the light
You
is
understand? You're coping with you're coping with a claim that you cannot provide any evidence for.
no, I can provide evidence for refraction, but
But you
I'm
say that, but you aren't doing it. You said, "Oh, it's too far. We don't have it."
Well,
Blah
we
blah blah blah
can
yeah,
blah.
okay,
Right?
what would be credible evidence for refraction?
I want to see a laser refracting downward in the atmosphere
which is
Why a
we don't
laser?
have.
Why a laser? Like, why can't I use
because we do laser
non?
tests. So that's
Yeah,
and a laser is
that's
the
just
easiest way to do this.
yeah, but that's just highly focused light.
Oh,
Like, why can't I use
really?
the
Yeah,
non?
no kidding.
Yeah,
Okay, can you can you
yeah.
post? Can you post an example of a laser refracting downward
Yeah,
in atmospheric conditions?
I put a laser just for you. I put a laser up in the sky, 90 million miles away.
We're measuring over
It
bodies of
shoots
water. We
direct
don't need
line.
to.
It shoots
I
direct
don't know why this
rays
is so
that
hard
are
for
almost
y'all.
parallel.
Because okay, over fences, you see, the stronger the laser, the less refraction it's gonna have over a certain distance because the light is
Okay,
so
well,
focused.
we've got laser tests of all different distances. You know, we have some that are 10 miles, lower than that, 25 miles. We are hitting the target every single time with these. There is no surface curvature being measured ever.
What do you mean? It is.
What? Can you say that again? I
It
didn't
is.
understand.
What do you mean we don't measure curvature? Like, how would you measure curvature
Because
if you wouldn't?
we should be experiencing curvature at 8 inches per mile square, and every time we shoot a laser, the laser is hitting the target, and not there's no curvature blocking the path of the laser.
Yeah, you should go farther then.
So 25 miles isn't enough? How much curvature should there be over
Well,
25
I don't know the
miles?
observer height. I don't know the observer
Okay,
height.
well,
Could be.
get out your Earth curve calculator and type it in. Let's say the observer height is anywhere from 3 to 6 feet. Doesn't matter. I can give you some variance there. We're talking about like doing this from the surface of water, right? So we go to the edge of a lake, we go to the edge of an ocean, right? And we get the observer height at a natural height from there. So if you have a laser, you know, it'd be somewhere between 6 feet and you know, a few inches above the surface, depending on which test you're looking at. So go ahead and get out your Earth curvature calculator. Type in a 5 foot, 6 foot observer height and 25 miles and tell me how much drop there should be.
Wait, I need to put in the radius of the Earth first.
Can you look that up so we can discuss that so I know that
I'm in
so,
my graphing calculator.
you don't need a graphing calculator, just type in
I
Earth
do.
curvature calculator.
Well, I want to. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just go with that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, then I can talk to someone else while you do that. So does anyone have any evidence of this actually being possible in reality?
Right, over the fence, I've posted a 28-mile laser test for you if you want it, okay?
Yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, we've got tons of these.
I'm pretty sure the only defense right now is, well, it has to be refraction or else the Earth is flat. And oh my god, no.
And over the fence did
Well,
state categorically, hang on, did state categorically that we don't have any evidence of laser beams bending downwards over water at this point. No image. Bending upwards in the atmosphere, yes, in the atmo, but not across the ocean and bending downwards. We don't have those. So anyone's got one, that's going to be a first, by the way.
Yeah.
Just in case that slipped your minds there.
Even if we did, you'd have to assume now that it's conspiring against us all to make it seem like it's flat because it's curving at the exact rate of the curvature.
If you did, it would be heavily scrutinized by the flat earthers, of course,
Well,
because to date we don't have one, of course.
it's just that this is why we call it holy refraction, because it is like this miraculous phenomenon that globers claim, in which every single observation we have, the Earth looks flat. But it's always due to these perfect atmospheric conditions, which no one can replicate and cannot demonstrate, that are always making the Earth look flat in
No,
every
you know what?
situation.
There's a wonderful example. I forget what it's called. I need to look it up again, but it happens twice a year where the sun goes behind these mountains or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, well, you can see this observation. It's like 100 miles or something, and what it is you can see the tops of these mountains that should be well below the curve. But if it was refraction, like we can predict that it's going to happen. It happens like twice a year. But if it was refraction, like you're telling me that those days, every time, twice a year, the atmospheric qualities are perfect to refract it the same way every single year. Like,
Talking
Well,
about
that yeah,
Canada.
that's why it's most holy refraction. You know.
mm-hmm. Oh, is that the one I'm
He was
talking
talking
about?
about
That actually might
Canada.
be it. That no
That's
tinctures.
Canagoo.
I think
If
so.
that's the longest photo we have, longest distance photo, the world record long distance photo. Hey,
I'm not
Lats,
sure
you
if
trying to
that's the
talk?
one I was talking about, but
No, I'm okay. I'm chilling.
Oh, okay. All right. Good to see you.
Just driving. Good to see you too.
Oh. So, Praxker, did you figure out how much drop over 25 miles there should be?
Yeah. So where's
Okay.
the second person, the receiver? Hello.
Sorry, can you here, hold on a second.
Yeah, the second person, the receiver. Where's that person?
Yeah, it'd be about
Where?
the same height. I mean, but well, just answer the question first. How much drop should there be over 25 miles?
107 meters, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
it's yeah.
So, if you've looked at any of these laser tests, you know we're not putting the target up that high, right? Or the people performing these laser tests are not putting the target that high above the water surface, are they?
Yeah, never seen any of these laser tests before though. At this
Okay.
distance, 40
Well, you've been in
kilometers.
here a while. You haven't looked at any laser tests?
Not at any 40 kilometers away.
Okay, well that's surprising because it seems to me like that's the first place I'd look. If I came into a flat Earth room and they said the Earth measures flat and here's the evidence, I would look at the evidence, right? Because
Yeah, but
otherwise,
I've
how
never
could I argue
found any
against the evidence I hadn't even seen?
I've never seen any 40 kilometer
Well, I posted one for
laser
you.
tests though.
Gin
Well,
CBR one.
someone
I posted one. Have a look.
someone
It's
post
there now.
FE core.
Wait, where?
Well, I posted the 28 miler. It's right there.
Oh yeah.
Have a look
thank
at that. In CBR one. Have a look.
I got you. Give me a second.
Thank you, Lats.
Oh.
So, Praxker, what Lats is going to post for you is a laser test done by some field engineers. They've got a $40,000 laser. They were not flat earthers. The FE doesn't stand for flat Earth, and it's 25 miles. And they go about it very professionally. So you can watch it and see if you have any questions afterward. And this is just one of hundreds, right? I particularly like this one, so I refer to it a lot because it's so well documented. But, there's plenty more where
Yeah.
that comes from.
Where's the observer height though?
Well, you can go through it
Because
and see all that. The point is the observer height going to be over 100? How many meters is it for 25 miles? Can you tell me again? I do the imperial
I think
system.
it's 107.
Okay. So that's like what? How many story building would that be?
I have no idea. I can't find the receiver height though. You would have to give me that. I can't test anything.
Well, assume that assume that the target is the same as the observer height because that's how they're set up.
Yeah, I can plug that into my
Yeah.
calculator.
And you can see that in the videos. Oh, thanks, old dude. Oh, and yeah, so there's a couple links for you in the side chat. One is the video of the FE core test, and then there's a PDF that goes over it in detail for you. Do you see that?
Wait, I'm still on the height.
Okay, cool. Does anyone else have any questions? Drunkn, do you have any input or questions or? No one has a measurement of surface curvature?
No, the question you're asking is ridiculous. The idea that
It's ridiculous to have a measurement of the surface of the Earth?
you're asking is not for a measurement.
Yes, it is. We can measure
It's
with lasers. Absolutely, we can.
No.
What would be an acceptable way to measure surface curvature?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I think we're
No,
destroying his worldview.
True.
You don't remember. You mean you don't know? You don't.
No, I'm sure I was taught how.
You assume really? I'm sure you weren't.
How would you measure curvature?
I just told you. We know how much drop over distance is to be
High
expected.
power laser.
We shoot a laser over a body of water and we see if the Earth is curving at the rate we're told, right? It should form a tangent if that's the case, and that's not what's happening. Ever.
Yeah, Drunkn, you could just measure the deviation from the laser to the ground or the water.
Yeah, how?
If it's higher or lower than the water,
That's great. That is true. If it was higher or lower, my question is how do you observe whether or not it's higher or lower at a certain point?
Equal. If it's equally distant above the water, then it's not changing in elevation. You know that, right?
True. I don't understand the experiment you're hypothesizing. You shoot a laser in a straight line across a body of water. How do you go to a point in that laser and measure its distance from the ground?
You just level the laser and you set up a target at the other end.
Yeah, like they did it at different distances, right? So, like she had cited earlier, they did 10. They've done it not in that one, but they've done 10 miles, 12, 15, 28, right? So now imagine that at every, you have 2 points, and over the surface of water, and every time you hit the target on the other end, it's at the same elevation over the water as the initial point. So now you can imagine if you did that as one test, like 5 miles, 10 miles, 18 miles, and then 25
Yeah, but
miles,
I
and
can't.
they're all the same. They're all at the same
How am-
elevation. That's just a straight line of equal elevation.
Let's look at this video. 28.6
No,
million
actually, I've done the experiment. I actually got a telescope, went out and watched boats go over the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
That's an observation. That's not an experiment. And how does that refute these
Man,
laser
that's
tests?
crazy. You can't actually do an observation and call it an experiment. That's crazy. You're a dumb fucking bitch, is what you are.
Jeez.
Got her, man. Earth must
That's
be the globe
yeah,
did it.
that I know. That's the best the globe has right now. Cope. Weak men coping.
The Spurg has emerged.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Duncan, you said you had said like how could you go to the different position? Like there would be different distances.
Yeah, but you would have to
So
you would have to observe the laser itself curving between those 2 points. You would have to be a set distance away to see the line horizontally, basically. You would have to see the start and end point.
Well, that's what they definitely did, the start and end point. I thought you were asking for in between the start and end point. They did the start and end point. That's what they got.
Yeah, but you would
that's all you
to observe any curvature in that laser, you wouldn't just be able to look dead straight on. You would have to go to the side of it.
We do have sideways. We do have side views, and it's straight.
Okay.
But you're claiming the laser would
Where are
have to
those
travel in
photos?
an arc, right? You're claiming it would have to be in an arc where it goes up
Yeah.
and around the curvature of the Earth and then hits the target on the other side. But I asked you for evidence of that, and you can't provide any.
Yeah, I think he accepts it. That's all. I don't think. Yeah.
Sure.
That's good that you accept it. Drunken.
No, I rejected it offhand. I think the standard of evidence is absurdly high. I don't understand why like proving refraction exists and that lasers can bend downwards. The idea that a laser simply just a single beam of light like disproves anything is very silly to me, or is counter evidence of any other sort of shape.
What's the
laser,
standard of
the,
evidence? Yeah, go
The
ahead.
standard of okay.
I was just going to say the laser. You're saying a single beam of light. It's a culminated, multiple mirrors, keeping it. A lot of light. Tiny little beam. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I think you're hot, Mike, and Drunkn. But yeah, again, I would imagine that Drunkn is just accepting the evidence because there's no reason to dismiss it out of hand. The evidence is there. That's the evidence. If you're theorizing that it's not true, you'd have to theorize it's not true for a reason. He has no reason to disbelieve the experience. So right now he's on board until
Hey man, we gotta tell you something.
evidence is evidence.
So this video of the laser across the 28, how does this prove that the light doesn't curve? Simply because we can see it from one side to the other?
Because it hits the target on the other side. How much drop
Yeah,
over distance should there be at that distance?
How do you know that it's not refracting?
Because there's no evidence it's refracting. You'd have to prove that it's
We have
not going straight.
we have evidence we have evidence of refraction. There's no.
That's what you keep saying, but you aren't providing any.
No, we can prove refraction on like smaller scales.
I need to see evidence that refraction. I was very clear from the very beginning. I need to see evidence that the laser is refracting downward in atmospheric conditions.
Why
So
wouldn't
I think Drunkn, I think he just learned about refraction like literally an hour
Well, yeah,
ago.
instant internet expert syndrome.
Based.
Yeah, Drunkn, there is no evidence that lasers will refract downward in atmospheric conditions like this.
Why? Well, the
Why?
evidence is that we
Because
can.
no one has ever shown that
observe.
no one has ever shown it's possible. We've seen evidence of lasers refracting upward. I have never seen any evidence of them refracting downward. So if that's your claim, you're going to have to prove it.
Technically, it's in both ways.
No, you keep saying that, but that's just your belief.
That's kind of like you saying unicorns exist and be like, well, prove they don't exist. So how do you want us to prove that unicorns don't exist?
No, I don't understand how the observation from that video is supposed to prove that it moves in a straight line.
Because there should be a physical curve in between the laser and the receiver.
And how
the thing is,
and so you've gone to the side of you've been able to like go to the side of the laser to see if there's a curve or not. You've stepped far enough away to observe the entire laser in one single image.
Side view. Yep. In the video.
Where's that? Can I see that?
Well, how would you assume that it's going through a curve then? Refraction, I guess. Correct, Drunkn?
Because we can see this on smaller scales. We can see lights bend down.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Wait, hold up. You said we see this happening. I want to see evidence of it happening.
On smaller scales, we can literally look it up.
Okay. Oh yeah, cool. Post evidence of light refracting downward over bodies of water in atmospheric conditions. You just keep saying it happens, but you won't provide any evidence.
No, I am asking for evidence that a laser is shooting straight across
that is the default. That is the default.
Doesn't make
If you're going to claim some crazy situation where
you're
it does
making
something
just as,
miraculous, you need
you're
to provide
making
the
just as much
evidence.
of a claim. You're making an
No,
observation as a
no,
claim that it's moving in a
no.
straight line. You have to prove that claim as
Oh
well.
my gosh, listen to you. So, bodies of water are flat at rest. We shoot a laser from one side of a body of water at a certain height, hits a target at the other side of the body of water at the same height.
How do you know it's moving in a
I
straight
don't have
line?
to prove that it's
You
not doing
absolutely do.
something. Okay, well, he left, so
No, he
yeah.
was actually at the point where it's like either he has to accept this or or just deny it out of ignorance.
Well,
Like there's
that's
nowhere.
why he left, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's really happening. I have no evidence it's happening, but it must be happening because otherwise the Earth, the Earth
Yeah, you
can't
guys.
possibly be flat. So therefore, XYZ.
Mhm.
But I think Brexker is watching the video, so that's good. How are things in here today? Any fun?
Meh.
Yeah.
Oh, much of the same of what you're having. Lots of squabbling and denying. That's exactly what's been going on. Carbon copy of what you just had. What was I was going to say something? Oh yeah, the young man left because he himself hasn't actually put boots on the ground to go and check anyway. He hasn't checked anything, and that's the weakest position there. You're just arguing through belief, and then when you're presented with the information, someone genuinely wanting to know the truth would look at that, go away, and come back. Hopefully, he's going to do that. Hopefully.
Yeah, and before you even came in, Fences, we were talking about the long distance observations, and it seemed like just the way the conversation went, it seemed like he literally just looked up refraction. It was like, oh, it's because he was kind of on board with what we were saying, or like trying to understand it, and it just seemed like he took a second, and went like, oh yeah, it's refraction, and then we kind of got into the refraction talk, and you came in like somewhere in the middle of all that.
Yeah, sorry if it was repetitive. It's just I mean,
No,
they
yeah,
just
No, it was
Google
on
it
point.
and
It was
they
on
just,
point.
how do I debunk these flat earthers? They don't know anything about refraction whatsoever. It's just a magic word to account for all observations that disprove the globe.
Yeah,
yeah,
your arrival was perfectly timed. It was, so it was
yeah,
good. All right,
yeah, it was good.
absolutely bang on the money. You was not late. You was not early. It was on time. Beautiful.
Yeah, when I try to explain to people, it's not like it's like a button you flip on and off. It's not like, oh, there's refraction. Oh, there's no refraction. Like there's different levels to it, like or like degrees to it.
Yeah, and certain
It seems like
conditions have to be in place. You see, when I said
yeah,
that, after what you said, I said that, and then over the fences came just there. So it was good, absolutely marvelous.
yep,
Yeah, I mean, all these claims are just an attempt to make the globe unfalsifiable in every circumstance.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to say that. That's what I've got to start saying. They're making it unfalsifiable, and that's not fair, ladies and gentlemen. They're covering the goal, so I can't score one. They're not only taking away the goalposts, they're taking away the pitch. Cheek.
You're a model for health in older ages. Absolutely, keep it
Yeah,
up.
thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to copy the chaps here. Someone's asking a question.
Are you aware of the helicopter deviation observation? Well, like when you have like the whole observation is that you have a helicopter above the Earth, and to test if the Earth is motionless or has motion, or spinning, you know, at all.
Yeah.
You hover the helicopter or whatever it is. You know, it doesn't have to be just a big helicopter. It could be just a drone or whatever, a flying object.
Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead.
You you observe the deviation that you that you can observe, right? There's no observable deviation of the movement of the hovering object above the surface of the Earth, and that proves that
They say it wouldn't apply because the wind moves with the Earth.
Yeah,
Well,
they keep saying conservation of momentum and things like that. But you can scrub. The thing about the helicopter that I like, because I like where you're going with it, is that you can go in the opposite direction, scrub off all that momentum, and then let's see what happens. You know, you can go in the opposite direction. Yeah. So no, they lose anyway. They lose, but I like what you're saying. The Globers lose. Helicopter can prove motionless Earth. Yes, I agree with you, sir. Young man, I agree with you.
Yeah, for sure. And it's very simple too. Like anybody can do it. Anybody can reproduce it. You could just get any drone or whatever, and
I've done it already.
first, yeah, and then you
Yeah.
measure. Like the way you can measure it too is that you could just mark where the like on the surface of the Earth, right, directly under the drone, and like it's just it's a very simple way of debunking the nonsense of these globetards, you know.
Yeah, I did it with my children's helicopter. Toy helicopters I did it with.
Wait, guys, talk me through it. Talk me through it. How is this, like, if they claim that the Earth is curved and the air is moving with the Earth, and this thing is hovering in this moving air, staying above that plot of ground, then how is it a proof for a flat?
Because wind, the air that they claim is moving with the pressure system of the Earth, they claim is moving is considered to be wind, and that wind is determined. That wind is not consistent in the way that they claim it is, right? The wind, like the wind would have to actually all blow in one direction all the time. That doesn't make any sense.
There you are. There you are. So you've got winds, north winds, south winds, easterly winds, all over the place, right? And then the helicopter can go in the opposite direction of the rotation to break that so-called conservation of momentum, go in the other direction, and then start hovering, because now you're going in the other direction now. So whatever speed you were given, you can rub that off by flying in the opposite direction. I did it with my children's helicopter. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I saw on like I watch, you know, for presuppositional apologetics and stuff. I watch like Drunkn just for entertainment and stuff and hilarity purposes. But so and my on my journey of watching Drunkn, I watched this video where he mentioned, and obviously he's a globe head, but he mentioned on the video that he said that he gave someone an example for the aerodynamics of an airplane, right, and how it supersedes the gravitational forces that don't exist. But
exactly,
like, so
gravity,
and then that's it's a mere contradiction. Like every time they speak about gravity, they have to cling on to these contradictions that are non-experimental.
It's embarrassing, is what it is.
Yeah,
right. Because flight has nothing to do with gravity. Gravity doesn't exist. Gravity is not around. When they mention the word gravity, they are literally ruining the principle of flight. When you hear the word gravity come into this thing, all right? So
yeah, flight wouldn't be possible. Flight wouldn't be possible if gravity was a strong and weak force. That's
there you are.
That's incoherent, you know.
Yeah, double talk. So yeah, I agree. I was going to say that I did the. Yeah, go on.
Jin, sorry, I really appreciate you welcoming me in here, because all my previous experiences in this VC, like over the last like 13, 14 years, I failed to get along with a lot of other flat earthers, and you know, I feel welcome here, and I really appreciate your openness, your genuinity, your authenticity. You guys are really great people. I really do. I'm really thankful, and I'm really grateful that I'm.
We welcome you with open arms, of course, and you're free to have your speculations, and it's I feel there won't be as much pushback, because the way you're coming across and the things trying to put forward that you mentioned slightly earlier, it's going to generate a lot of interest. And have a lot of questions fired at you. I don't think there's going to be any animosity or any rudeness. None of that's going to be happening. It's just going to be genuine, putting you on the spot with your questions, and that's what we do here.
Yeah, I mean,
very,
these aren't
amicable.
ideas we haven't heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
They're
right.
not. They're not new to us. But
yeah, I know
yeah.
you guys are experts in debunking the globe absurdities.
Right, yeah.
But,
And then when you bring in speculations now, there's other people who speculate quite well here as well. So you're going to be bouncing off of each other, and it's going to make for a really interesting discourse. That's what I think. That's why you're here, man. And we hope you do come back and bring it on, because that's what you should do, All right?
Yeah, certainly I will, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. That's how we all learn, by the way.
And by the way, I think just to make a prediction, I think I'll be suited to defend the flat Earth model as well, because I'm a great interlocutor within a debate.
Well,
yeah, you sound like it already.
Yeah. Hold. Yeah, but I would say, I'll just be clear with you that we aren't claiming a model, right? Because
that's right.
We can't prove that, but that's okay because there's no scientific globe model either.
Yeah,
and we don't
exactly.
We don't need to have a model to. We don't need to have a model to defend. We just prove that. The water isn't curving, so therefore it all falls apart from there.
Yeah.
And
Water
from time
stays
to
at.
time, sorry to cut you off there. From time
go
to
ahead.
time, we say that the Earth itself is the model. If we're going to talk about a model, that's what I often say. But carry on.
Earth. I guess it's safe to say that Earth is the model at which we live on the surface level of, and the water also stays at surface level.
Yeah, it's the Earth that we use. That's it. That I would say template. The Earth is the template, so it's the one, isn't it? It's the model. It's there. The Earth itself. Outside of that, we don't really claim to have one. Okay, and that's what we always say.
That's safe. That's a safe bet, because then you're not like, it's risk reward. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you propose these and Nikola Tesla actually wrote this in his journal where he said he predict. Hey, you want me to read the quote of Nikola Tesla real quick before I leave?
Yeah, you go ahead. Yes, please. Yeah,
because he said he said something along these lines, that he made the prediction of what would happen in the modern age.
Well, go ahead.
One sec, I'm just looking it up right now. Nikola Tesla models. Quote prediction of models. Let's see, the historical quote. Let's see. It's gonna be. I'm gonna have to dig a little bit deep here, but I'll find it, because I know it exists. It exists because I read it.
Yeah, you take your time. No worries, man.
Because
there are
why don't you just go ahead and post your quote in the side chat once you find it, and then.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool. Thanks.
There are a lot of models out there that are not representative of the reality that we live, and there's a load of them, especially computer ones that are predicting all this doom and gloom with the weather and that's all just computer modeling that they create that. Now there's modeling that shouldn't be adhered to. And then you have the model on the catwalk, or the model of the aeroplane, the ship, the car. Those are real models, of course. Yeah. And then you can have your prediction model. Yeah.
Posted it in the chat. It says, you want me to read it? It says, today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones from Nikola Tesla. I use it all the time. I actually doubled that up with Sir Isaac Newton's disagreeing with the mass attracting mass, and he thought that was an absurd idea, right? And so I doubled that up. I put those two together every time. Okay, so yeah, you're going to be good. Looking forward to Sunday's one. I'm going to be there for that one, provided I don't go fishing. But I have to wait and see. But yeah. But yeah, it's a good quote, that one. I love that one. It's related to the flat Earth and why we're saying the Earth is flat and that.
I come into the house from time to time, and I never get my questions answered. I just get
Oh, well,
interrupted.
what questions do you have then? Go ahead.
Okay. Well, here's a good one for you. Still haven't gotten an answer to this day. How do you guys, if the Earth is flat, how do you guys explain an atmospheric gradient when you insist that there's no gravity to affect the atmosphere to be a gradient? There's no motion of the Earth because you say the Earth is stationary, and there's nothing out there. So there's like nothing can't pull something into it. So
That was a whole lot of straw men and claims. I mean,
well,
yeah, I mean,
Drunkn.
if you want to talk about gravity, I don't really care whether gravity exists as you imagine it or not. It's really irrelevant. We measure the surface of the Earth is flat. So when you say, how does the flat Earth account for these things? Well, the Earth is flat. It measures that way.
So as you can see, I
And,
didn't get
and
an
don't
answer
come
to
in
the
here
question.
whining that you get muted when
No,
we're
I didn't say I
used
get
to how
muted.
you
I said
act in here.
I said
Come
I
on,
didn't get
guys.
an
He's
answer
just
to
trying
my
to give us a
question.
challenge.
Oh,
She
Gatebreaker,
didn't
you
answer my
just love
question.
to be muted.
I mean, this is what.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll talk to one person at a time. So go ahead, Flattened.
Let's try
Have
it again.
one play. Like, don't stack them all. We'll start with one and go through them.
It was only one.
No, it wasn't. It was you deal with gravity and gradients and
No, I didn't say
nothingness,
gravity and
and
gradient.
there were several things there. So no,
No, it
that's not
wasn't.
correct.
Everyone else in
Yeah.
here
Okay.
heard.
Try it again. Try it again. You can do it.
Okay, so you can listen this time. You can do it. So how do you explain an atmospheric gradient when you deny that gravity exists? You deny that the Earth is in motion.
I'm
There's
sorry. Did I
nothing
deny any of
beyond.
that? Did I deny gravity exists?
Okay, well then great. Do you affirm that gravity exists?
I don't know. What is gravity?
Okay, so once again, no answer to my question. Thank you very much.
I don't know what you mean by gravity, so I can't affirm or deny it.
Okay. So
What
anyone
is
else want to
gravity?
give it a try?
Are you gonna explain what you mean by gravity?
No.
Okay.
You
All
all
right.
set.
Then
You all
you
set.
can
Have a
Okay,
just
good
be
day.
on
let me
mute.
make a
Have a good day.
small attempt here. Let me make a slight attempt.
No.
What? So I
You
can't
can
speak now.
hold
Me, Gin
hold on. Hold
CBR1.
up, Jin. Jin, he's already gone. Jin, he's a troll.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
he's
he
a
was a
troll.
troll. I know
Yeah.
him. All I was going
Yeah.
to say though was with the atmos and its gradient, that's naturally what the gases are doing. It's got nothing to do with us as such. The gases are made up of whatever properties they are, helium, argon, and whatever, and then they all find their equilibrium. That's all I was going to say. What's the sweat there?
Well,
Yeah,
he wouldn't even define what he means by gravity, so you can't even
I
engage.
know.